Thank you, Vinny. Good morning. Our two organizations, the National Association of Secondary School Principals and the Association of California School Administrators, have enjoyed many years of close partnership and affiliation, and we're both proud to be here with HRC to empower our LGBTQ students in schools, both in California and across the country. ACSA is a driving force for an equitable world-class education system and for the development and support of inspired educational leaders who meet the diverse needs of students in California. Equity is an intentional part of our mission and woven into the fabric of the work that we do. We are excited to partner with HRC to provide training that prepares leaders to build inclusive spaces where all students feel a sense of belonging and where they are motivated to reach their greatest potential. To create those schools, we need to differentiate. We need a system that meets each child where he or she is and gives them tools to be successful at each stage of their education. We must become more intentional in mitigating the issues in children's lives outside of school that gets in the way of their success in school. And we need wraparound systems of health, mental health, and education, taking steps to build social and emotional learning and resiliency.
Sustaining those schools requires strong, effective leaders who build a culture that values the dignity of each person. At the National Association of Secondary Schools Principals, we know culture is the area where a principal can have the greatest impact. Principals cultivate school cultures with painstaking care, and we reinforce the culture in every decision we make and every interaction we have. We know that if we turn a blind eye to one of our kids being bullied or harassed for their sexual orientation, we signal that their potential is not worth developing. If we force a child to use a special bathroom on the other side of the school because of their gender identity, we signal that their potential is not worth developing. If we allow a counselor to deny services to a transgender student because of their personal beliefs, we signal that their potential is not worth developing. And if we pass laws that give teachers a license to harass, we signal again that their potential is not worth developing. Sadly, we often build a culture in the face of powerful opposing forces. So in 2016, the National Association of Secondary School Principals Board of Directors formally stated their support for transgender rights in school. We categorically opposed any legislation or policy that discriminate against transgender students, and we offered recommendations for policymakers and school leaders on how to better support transgender students in the K-12 education space. We received hate mail and disparaging online comments, and we even lost a few members. But we also received letters of support and gratitude. We found that principals need and want guidance specifically on transgender students, since many of their states and districts lack policies on restroom and locker room use, overnight field trips, and participation in athletics and other school activities. And we found that principals need support from policymakers to help create conditions that allow LGBTQ students to feel safe and to realize their potential. I'm proud to announce that NASSP is partnering with HRC to provide that guidance, to advocate for federal policy, and to build a supportive community of LGBTQ principles.
Beverly and I are so grateful and inspired to be here, but we're also proud to have the chance to introduce our next speaker, HRC Youth Ambassador Samir Jha. When Samir was just 14 years old, he founded the Empathy Alliance, a nonprofit with a mission to make schools safer for LGBTQ+ students.
Samir is a Congressional Silver Medalist, GLSEN National Student Council member, and Tyler Clementi Foundation Youth Ambassador, and he's a published author. Please join us in welcoming this remarkable young leader.